Crypto Frontier opening bells starting for Tuesday, the 23rd of January. Hello, everyone, and welcome. Again, this is how we're getting the whole market day started this side of the Atlantic. Let's just walk you through very quickly. Yesterday, of course, some of these are already making headlines in the news and across the social media. Dangote Cement, Africa's biggest cement maker, yesterday became the first Nigerian company to touch 10 trillion naira in total market value, or what you call market capitalization. That's talk, that cement giant has done roughly 5 trillion naira in capital gains since the start of the new year. And we're just 3 weeks into the new year already, and the stock is taking Airtel Africa, MTN Nigeria out of their top positions as the most capitalized company on the Nigerian exchange. Now, it's all gone to Dangote Cement. The stock's been roaring up 10% yesterday, 9.99% to be exact, on Monday's trading day, starting a new week when the entire market went up by 1.25%. The BRVM down by 0.14%. The composite is just a day into 210 and then another day or so out of the 210 levels. It's just bouncing around the 210 corridor in Cote d'Ivoire there. The Egyptian market, very strong, 1.2% on Monday to start the new week with the rest of the Pan-African marketplace. Then you've got the Nairobi stock market down by roughly 0.5%, and then the South African market down by 0.45% as we saw the rand dip to about 19.19 on the dollar, down 0.93% at market close. Monday has been going to be a very busy week of raft of data out of the most advanced economy in sub-Saharan Africa. But let's just take it all the way to see what's making the headlines in East Africa. And this is good news, as we got news overnight that the AfDB and the Ethiopian authorities have resolved a diplomatic row that resulted earlier in the tussle that resulted earlier in the AfDB recalling all its international staff out of Addis Ababa. It's a rare diplomatic rift between the two, between AfDB and any country on the African continent. So it was quickly a step into by Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, who weighed in on that issue, and then, of course, resolve that with the top echelon of the African Development Bank. And now things are really looking good between the two. So those staff are heading back to Addis Ababa. The International Monetary Fund, however, is revealing about $400 million exposure in Kenya's fuel import deal. That's the country's, East Africa's biggest economy, is looking at a Eurobond yields down 7.72 basis points as the IMF is clearing about 150 billion shillings in loan to President Ruto's administration. And Ugandans are bracing for higher fuel prices this year, just as we got the news from the Bank of Uganda that EFC Uganda Limited, a financial services company, has been wound down and its operating license been revoked. The deputy governor of the Bank of Uganda announced via a video message to the public that depositors should stay calm and they will get their monies. But of course, the authorities had to step in to prevent further problem with the bank. Of course, it's gone into winding down or liquidation. Those are some of the headlines from the East Africa's corridor. Let's take it to West Africa. Of course, Dangote Cement is making the headlines with billionaire investor and businessman in Nigeria, Femi Otedola, announcing formally that he has confidence in Dangote Cement, especially the capacity of the cement giant to turn its new cement plant in Nigeria into an FX earning focused nearly 100% on export market to West Africa and the rest of the continent. So billionaire businessman Otedola formally made this announcement on Monday to put to rest those market hearsay, as it were, as to why he's buying strongly into the Dangote Cement. Otedola is targeting at least 5%. The World Bank yesterday reviewed its December 2023 half-year report on Nigeria's economic development. It provided its outlook, and according to the World Bank Nigeria, the central bank is expected to should tighten further the country's interest rate when it meets for the first time this year on February 26th and 27th. That's according to Neda Mokhtar, who is an economist who spoke at the Lagos Business School event on Monday. The S&P has also revised its EcoBank Nigeria's outlook from stable to negative, while Dangote Cement hits that 10 trillion naira market value. That's the biggest news on our market street. December inflation in Sierra Leone is coming in at about 52.16%. That's down slightly, 2.04%. Keep working at it, folks, and get that to a more sustainable level. Senegalese Aida Ngom has been appointed as the director in charge of a private sector at the AfDB. Congratulations to him on that position. Let's take it down to Southern Africa, and I was talking about the rand dollar at 19.19 on Monday. It's going to be a very busy week. Again, you're looking at the South Africa's Reserve Bank interest rate decision this week. December's inflation or CPI will be out this week, as well as the South Africa's producer price index for the last month. All of that weighing in on the market this week. Fitch, however, sees about 50 billion rand bailout for the troubled Transnet, that logistics company in South Africa, wobbling as it were. All of this we expect to see ahead of April general elections in South Africa. In Zimbabwe, according to U.S. economist Steve Hanke, Zimbabwean dollar is the weakest, and of course the country has the highest inflation globally. Well, that's already in the know, but for everyone. In the meantime, the administration of President Emerson Mnangagwa is now folding hands, as it were, is looking for every way, says it's going to put together new measures to try and prop up the unstable local currency. And good news also from Malawi and Tanzania as they end their grain route. Let's put it up through to North Africa. Egyptian stock market is moving on, but there's good news with the IMF team in Egypt for talks over that fresh $3 billion loan that President El-Sisi and his team wants from the International Monetary Fund. That's some confidence for the market in terms of whether the Egyptian pound will be further devalued and by how much that will come. But of course, investors are looking at risky assets such as stocks ahead of that disbursement or approval by Washington at the IMF for Egypt. Moody's, however, revises Egypt's outlook to negative, and that's no good news, however. Let's step over to Morocco, where annual inflation closed about 6.1% last year. You look at Tunisia next door, and you're looking at the country publishing its payment schedules for tax, debts, and fines, and that's disclosure. Let's see everything on the table. And finally, Libya has good news for us. Says the oil production has resumed at the Sharara oil fields, where some local protesters took over the facility, stopped work there a couple of weeks ago. That 300,000 barrels per day facility is now reopened for oil production. And those are some of your biggest headlines as we start Tuesday, the 23rd of January. Welcome to the new day. Have a great day, everyone, and I'll see you soon.